is basically take a look at the BlackBerry extension that we've made to Illustrator. So we've created an extension. You can see I have BlackBerry Organizer here, where I can create a specific design file for a BlackBerry, particular BlackBerry device. So you can see here we're selecting the Bold 9700 and the new Storm 2. And when we create a design file, what I get is I get a canvas with artboards in the context with the device plastics around them for the specific aspect ratio and screen resolutions for those devices. So now as a designer, I actually have something that I can work with that accurately represents the form factor of the application that I'm designing for. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go grab some art and drop it on. You might, for anybody who's a BlackBerry user, recognize the mole from our WordMole app. So you have all the capabilities of Illustrator. This is fully vector graphic enabled, meaning that you can drag, drop, move, resize, manipulate that image. Again, all in the context of that artboard that is representative of the BlackBerry form factor and screen resolution. So we saw the Bold, now we're dropping our mole friend onto the Storm artboard, and again, you can manipulate it, move it around. So once you're kind of happy with how it looks on there. Oh, I wanted to show you as well that it's not just the Bold and the Storm, but we'll have vision is to have all of the various BlackBerries and form factors supported again right in Illustrator by this extension. So if you're designing assets for 1, or if you're designing assets for 5, you have the ability to bring them all in to work with them in context, either on one canvas, or you can have as many as you want on that same canvas. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go and grab a more complete graphic asset that we've built up for the WordMole home screen, which we have here. So I'll bring that up. And so now you can see we have multiple layers, all created. You might recognize the screen if you're familiar with the app. And so again, as I'm working through this as a designer, I get to the point where I'm comfortable with the asset, and I want to now export it to the device. There are a couple things I need to do. First of all, I want to be able to preview it, so I'm very confident that what I've done, the asset that I've created, is going to look great in the right aspect ratio and resolution for the device I'm targeting. But I also want to make sure that the format is perfect. So as I mentioned today, that's a back and forth between the designer and the developer as assets get kind of created, handed off. You look at it in context, either on a live device or in the simulator, and then back. So what we've done here is we've allowed you through this Illustrator extension to be able to go and actually preview it right in Illustrator. So you pick the BlackBerry that you want to preview on, you pick the optimized BlackBerry format, and then you can either preview it on BlackBerry, or preview it on Simulator, or even preview it in the Adobe Creative Suite device profiles as well. But what we're going to do in this case is we're actually going to export it and pass it off to a developer. So once again, selecting these images, I can package up multiple form factors, multiple devices, export them as one package, and what it's going to do is it's going to create a zip file format that now is easily transferable to the BlackBerry developer in the Eclipse environment. So now we're going to jump over to the Eclipse environment, where I have a WordMole application project that I've created in Eclipse. And here I have all my resources packaged up. And I'm going to go into my resource folder, and I'm going to export the zip file that my designer has made in Illustrator directly into this resource folder. So I get all of these assets coming into Eclipse. Each layer in the asset is going to be a separate file, which means that I can now integrate that into the application, into the application flow of my program. So you can see all of the images here, and we're just going to click and select the simulator that we want to target, and it's going to publish this onto the simulator, and we're now going to be able to see the graphic assets we created in Illustrator in context with the application in the Eclipse Java environment. And so the vision that we have here is to further streamline this so that as a designer, you don't even have to leave Illustrator to be able to get that piece of it done. So you can have a pre-built version of the application with all the hooks for your assets, and you can replace those assets in Illustrator. The build process happens behind the scenes, launch the simulator, and be able to play with your assets, any tweaks that you want to make, in context to the application right in the Adobe toolchain. So we really think this is going to drive that innovation to empower the designers and developers to work together. And this is talking about building assets for our Java platform now. But when we think about when we have full support for Flash 10 on the platform, we also want to provide that same kind of seamless developer experience, make it easy for Flash developers to target their content at the BlackBerry platform. And to talk about that, I have my friend Serge here from Adobe.